Hello, sexy souls. Welcome back to my channel. And as you can see, I have a new setup. Well, I'm in my office. I have these galactic kind of looking lights. I had this for a long time, but I'd never really used it before. But yeah, I never recorded over here either before because of this lovely big lump of a couch behind me. And yeah, also I have a new camera. So yeah, everything looks a little different, but I am hoping that this is all looking good. It's been a very long time since I had a camera like this. I was going to get a new phone, but then I was like, I feel like I'm going to start traveling soon. But yeah, I forgot to say Happy New Year to everybody. Gregorian New Year, if you know what I'm talking about. It's nice to be in 2022, the energy of 2022. And I've talked about it in one of my recent videos. It's a 6-year 222. And I think that this is going to be a big year for us to really learn that we are the ones who have to look after ourselves. And we will also be helping other people realize that as well, by helping them bit by bit sort of get back on their feet, get going, get doing the things that they have stopped because of XYZ. Okay, so it's a really good year, I feel like, for a fresh start in general, because people are starting to, you know, get back to normal in their own way. With the new moon, it is currently in Sagittarius, so is the sun. And for anyone that is new here, I follow a thing called Sky Astrology. It's an ology, but it's based on astronomy as well. So we look at the actual mathematics of where everything is, where it is exactly in the sky. And my phone is vibrating, so we will do that. There we go. It was distracting me. Now it's very dark here now because I turned off the light, but I have a board up here telling me where everything is and the mathematics, what degrees they're in at this current time and everything. So let's begin with showing what cards I have for what celestial bodies. As usual, we're starting off with Mars first. So for Mars, I have the 10 of Wands, okay, and Mars is in 𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐝 now in Sky Astrology. And what 𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐝 is, we call it the creative kind of healing energy. That's what we kind of call it in Sky Astrology. And with the 10 of Wands here, it feels like to me that it's quite difficult to get into a rhythm this past couple of weeks. You know, with the holidays and everything, we're out of our routine and a lot of stress was built up. So this card is like saying that we're at the end now. The number 10 in tarot, it's basically saying we're at the end of this difficulty to get back into action. You know, everybody's making New Year's resolutions, which I don't really do, but nevertheless, everybody's in that energy of like, let's just leave the past in the past and move on, new year, new me, everything like that, okay? But as well, with the 2 years we had before us, everyone's like, no, fuck that shit. Like, literally, it starts here. People are ready to let go of the stress. People are ready to get back into the rhythm of things. They're ready to move forward. And that Mars energy is like, basically, you know, people are starting to talk the talk, okay? So that's what I'm picking up from that. And for Venus, I have 2 cards because we have Venus is connected to Taurus, and it's also connected to Libra. So I pull 2 cards, taking that into account. And I also do it for Mercury as well, because Mercury is connected to Libra and it is connected to Virgo. So for Venus, I have, is there like a shadow? It's because I have a little mirror here because my eyesight's quite bad. Sorry about that. I could just see that the light was, have a mirror here so that I can see what I'm doing, because the camera's way over there and it's quite small, so I can't really see very well. So I have a big mirror here so I can see what I'm doing. But yeah, we have, for Venus, we have the 8 of Wands. Again, Venus is in Sagittarius at 29 degrees. What else? And we also have Pluto at 29 degrees, which is interesting. We'll look at, I have it written down, don't I? Yep. We'll have a look at that later. And Pluto has just moved. It was in 28 degrees for quite some time, so it's moved into 29 now. So there's a different energy, and that adds up to 11. I like to pay attention to those 11 numbers. So we will look into that a little bit deeper. But for Venus, I feel like with Venus being in retrograde, Venus is getting things hyped up in a way. So there could be a lot of like, it feels like it's because Mercury is going to be going retrograde. And I have a little indication here with Mercury as well, being the wheel of fortune reversed. So that's Mercury. But so that's it's sort of saying that already, and it's connecting here as well. But that's not what I'm going to base it on today, because it's not retrograde. But for Venus, it is retrograde. And with the Eight of Wands, it's sort of saying to me that like relationship stuff moving like in the next week or so, or a couple of weeks, things are going to move very fast. Your connection, your relationship, things that haven't been resolved before are going to speed up. Okay, so that is what I'm getting there. And also for Venus, I have the Hierophant reverse. Okay, and the way that I'm feeling about this is people are overcoming routine. What do I mean by that? We're resurrecting from certain realizations about rules and regulations and blah, 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 okay? And the Hierophant is about structures and belief systems and stuff. It being reversed, it is telling me that this Venus retrograde is helping us realize where we haven't been really loving ourselves because of restrictions on that we placed on ourselves. So this is like a typical thing that happens when people get vlogging cameras. They're like, oh, my memory ran out on my SD card. Yeah, that happened. I have a really low memory card. I'm going to buy a new one, but I just wanted to use this camera, so I'm going to have to take the memory card out, put it in, and transfer over into my laptop. But anyway, it's going to be fine. So if I stop wasting time talking about random shit. So let's continue. We were talking about Mercury. Yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. So the way I feel about this Wheel of Fortune, I get a sense that I don't know. So when I was looking at it, I was like, there's something this month or coming this month or collectively that has to do with the media and basically not so lucky. Okay, there's sort of a cleansing, a clearing out of some sort, and something unexpected. I don't know what it is, but something feels unexpected, like the tables are turning with the Wheel of Fortune. Like we are having a shift. People are, do you know what it feels like? We have the 10 of Pentacles here for Mercury as well. And this is about abundance, and I feel like people are finding joy in the little things in life. Nowadays, like they're not really watching as much media as they used to. They're not really watching news. They're not really, some people are, but they're finding more joy in doing less and feeling more abundant in doing less. So I think that that's part of it as well. Like it's losing its balance. The media is losing its grip on the collective. And because of that, I feel like there has to be some kind of a turning point where it snaps and it goes in a different direction. I'm not really exactly sure what that could mean. That could mean anything, because again, it feels like there's just some sort of a restrictive energy from this Wheel of Fortune being reversed. It's like it's trying to go the opposite way. So it's trying to restrict and go pull itself back. That's the way it feels for me. So yeah, I'm not really sure about that. But then again, Mercury is in Capricorn. So that's another reason why that would feel like a restriction energy, like an unlucky kind of feeling with the media. But then for other people, it's like people aren't really paying attention. Actually, it's really getting people to pay attention to what they need to structure in their own life. Okay, with the 10 of Wands or Pentacles, that's a really good Earth Saturn energy, because it's really bringing people into the physical, and it's getting them to be more extroverted in a sense, like actually wanting to get out into the world and really wanting to, I'm hearing like connecting to the Gaia energy is what is going to start happening. A lot of people are going to want to connect with the earth, connect with the abundance that's all around them, which is nature. Like, you can find happiness when you go out into nature. You don't need to go to movies. You don't need to go to a pub. You don't need to go to all these places that we have over popularized. The way that word is at the minute, it's stopped us from having those pleasures in life, and now we're having to be a little bit more creative about how we find that happiness. Okay, I want to quickly skip to the Ace of Cups here, which is the card for Uranus. Now, Uranus is in Aries, okay, and it's retrograde, and this is the reversed Ace of Cups. So this is something as well that I'm feeling is people are having to create some sort of a new way to fulfill their inner world, okay? Basically to fill their own cup. That's something that I feel like Uranus is wanting to sort of communicate with us as well. So I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, next I want to talk about the sun and the moon, because the sun and the moon are both at 15 degrees of Sagittarius. So yes, we have the new moon in Sagittarius in sky astrology. And yes, I have, for the moon, I have the 5 of Wands, and for the sun reversed, and for the sun I have the 6 of Pentacles reversed as well. Okay, and the way that I feel about the moon here, 5 of Wands, this is sort of competition kind of energy, but with it being reversed, again, I feel like certain distractions aren't really working anymore. They used to maybe work back in 2020, but they're not really working anymore. People are just doing their own thing. And that's what's going to continue in the months of January. It could even get a little bit like, I don't know, there's just this weird energy in the air where certain things could come to light, because again, the sun is also in Sagittarius. So meaning for me, it's like the truth is going to sort of come in some way, because the way that I feel about this, okay, these two cards, okay, because they're both at a 6. 6 is that energy of 666, but that the number 6 is, I've talked about it before, is a very successful kind of progressive kind of balanced energy. Okay, and what I get from this is that people are sort of seeing through this illusion here, which is the moon. The moon is connected to illusions, and they're learning to heal themselves in other ways, and they're not really relying on people to tell them what to do anymore. Okay, so as well with the 6 of Pentacles reversed, I get a real sense that this is about helping people, giving back to people, making sure that you're helping people in need. Okay, and since this kind of is connecting to what I was talking about as well with the media and stuff, it sort of feels like to me that people are feeling like they're getting ripped off. I'm not going to go too much into that, but just with certain truths. And Sagittarius is all about exposing the truth. And with it being in the sun, with the moon, exposing the truth, and the moon being like the illusion, the reflection, okay? And I think the powers that be are the only real illusion that's left, to be honest, with certain things. So yeah, that's just kind of what I'm getting with that, okay? Now, you might say you look around you and, wait, that's not happening. But it slowly is happening. Like, if you think about it, if you go back 2 years, people are a lot different. People are a lot different, and people have slowly questioned things. I noticed that a lot around me. Even people who are just like, you know, doing what they're doing, they're still like, don't understand things. But it's like, what more do they need? So I don't know. I feel like this year, 2022, the media is going to have some explaining to do, because there's only so much they can keep underneath. Okay, and we love that Scorpio brought that up, and now but Mars is in 𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐝. There's still more kind of coming up, but it's like, okay, well, it's coming up, but what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Okay, and we already covered this card, so I'm going to move on to actually talking about Pluto, and I have the Six of Swords. I talked about it being, you know, Pluto has moved into 29 degrees. The number 11 is connected to, it's kind of a karmic number as well. So I think that people are having to talk about things now. That's the way it feels to me. It's like people are going to have to start speaking up, and more people are going to start speaking up, and more people are going to start resonating with them. And it's because of this Six of Swords energy. For me, it feels like people are needing help with their mental health, okay? You can't really move on until you deal with trauma. And there's a lot of things that happened through these past couple of years that have brought up new trauma for us, okay? So as a collective, this is a new energy that Scorpio is sort of saying we need to look at this. And there are many things that are linked to it. Everyone's mental health is affected in some aspect, one shape or form, or one shape or another. And there has been a lot of overdoses, more than other deaths. Moving along, we have Jupiter, which we have the Four of Pentacles reversed, and Jupiter is in Aquarius. It's at 3 degrees, which is a nice number to be at. It's helping people to realize that they don't need gifts, they don't need to hold on to everything so tightly, and that enlightenment is partly letting go of things that no longer serve you, physical things like giving your clothes away or whatever it may be. But it's helping people be more humanitarian, okay, with this being the energy. And Jupiter is all about that. And also it's connected to money and finances, and that just keep that theme was never going to stop, okay? Because 2022, I don't know, financially stuff, it just seems like a lot of financial stuff could start coming up soon in the next couple of months. But yeah, we're going to move on to Saturn. And actually for Saturn is, it's also 3 degrees it's in Capricorn. So where it likes to be, it's still there. Okay, and we actually got the word card for the placement that I have it here. And the word card is Saturn. So we will talk about that a little bit later. And the last card I just want to point out is we have the Ace of Pentacles for Neptune. So we have two aces reversed, Uranus and Neptune. They always seem to like work together, even in my readings. So weird. Like they do that anyway. It always seems to be like they're talking to each other. But yeah, to be honest, I feel like the Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are showing me that this cycle is actually slowly coming down in interdimensionally. Okay, these energies are passing through different kind of initiations through the planets, and here at Saturn, with it being complete, okay, sort of like Saturn, this energy is going through its completion. So I don't know what's next for us, but what was before, it really feels like it was before. So there's a new sort of energy coming in that is very different to what we had before. It's nothing to fear, okay? I'm not trying to make anyone feel afraid of what's coming, but it's at the end of the day, the only people that are going to save ourselves is our own self. So yeah, don't fear the external world. But I'm just trying to say, with Saturn, it's good to understand what this is showing. It's like Saturn is done what it needed to do. It's completed its mission to kind of bring about change, and that's what it feels like. And it's sort of starting this year, Gregorian year, with a new kind of outlook. And yeah, it's interesting to look at all of this as well. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to do Venus. I'm going to get all the planets that are in Sagittarius first, because we have a lot. So we have Venus, okay, and we also have the moon. The moon, okay, and sun, and we have one more, don't we? I know we had 4 planets. Oh, that's the 4. Yeah, okay. So when I look at this, it's I feel with these planets being in Sagittarius is, like I've said before, being kind of calm and neutral and knowing the truth and not having to force the truth onto anyone, okay? Because what's happening right now is a lot of energy is being forced. Believe in this, believe in this, believe in this on both sides, okay? With Sagittarius, it's really good time to realize that you don't have to do anything but be there. And when you are experiencing hate or forcing energy, you reflect back love, because that is what will transform. This is what I'm seeing with this energy, okay? Is these three energies that are in reversed here, like the structure is upside down, and people are starting to realize that this is not fair. These things are not fair, okay? And I think that it's nice to see people realizing that things are not fair, but you have to be the one that is grounded and calm and being like, okay, and helping them with it, and sort of not really bringing them into more of anger, trying to help them and be like, yeah, you know, things are bad at the minute, but trying to take their mind off it as well in other ways. So it's weird, but that's what I'm seeing. It's like when you see them angry and annoyed, trying to bring them back down in a loving way so that it can alchemize their energy as well. So this, with it, you know, Sagittarius being connected to Jupiter and Jupiter being all about abundance, this is an abundance of loving energy coming in for people who are sort of realizing what is going on collectively. Okay, so another card for us. We have the World reversed, and I talked about this. Okay, so it feels like whatever the Saturn energy, it's done with it. So that, I don't know, the reversed energy here, it feels like something's really going to change for everyone to be ready for the next chapter of our evolution as a consciousness. So we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Is my battery dying? Oh my god. I think I'm gonna have to cut this in like here, guys. I wanted to continue, but next I bought another battery, and I'll also have another, I'm sure this is gonna cut off now. Also another memory card. I would love to continue, but I was just going extra, a little bit extra into things. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I know my battery's going to die any minute now. Getting used to it, getting used to this new setup. I hope you all like it. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you everybody, and I'm excited for this year, to be honest. I feel like I have a lot planned, and I don't know what it is, but I don't know, there's something interesting about 2022 that I have been feeling. And yeah, I just want to thank every one of you, and yeah, leave a little comment down below what you're sort of feeling for 2022 for yourself, for as a collective. Share your thoughts, and yeah, I will talk to you all next time. Okay, thank you so much, and goodbye.